So, lie there, my heart. Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair, betid to any creature in the vessel which thou heardst cry, which thou saw'st sink. Sit down. For thou must now no further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped, and left me to a bootless inquisition concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour's now come. The very minute bids the oak thine ear. Obey, and be attentive. Canst thou remember the time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, but then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, ma'am, I can.
By what? By any other house or person, by anything the image tell me that hath kept without remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abyss of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here, thou mayst.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since. Thy mother was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Ma'am, are you not my mother?
My father thought I was. And he knew you a princess no worse issued.
Oh, heavens, what foul play had we that we came from thence, or blessed was we?
Both, my girl, by foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly hoped hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of teen that I have turned you to, which is, from my remembrance, please you farther.
My brother, and thy uncle, called Antonio. I pray thee mark me that a brother should be so perfidious. He, whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state. As at that time through all the signories it was the first, and Prospero the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity and for the liberal arts without a parallel, those being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger. Being transported and wrapped in secret studies, my false brother does so attend me.
Ma'am, most heedful.
Being once perfected, how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance and who to trash for overtopping, new created the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed them, or else new formed them, having both the key of officer and office, set all the heart's its state to what tune pleased his ear, that now he was the ivy that hid my princely trunk and sucked my verdure out of it. Thou attendest not?
Oh, good ma'am, I do.
I pray thee mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind with that which, but being so retired or e'er prized all popular rate, in my false brother awaked an evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood in its contrary, as great as my trust was, which had indeed no limit, a confidence sans bound. He, being thus lorded, not only with what my revenue yielded, but what my power might else exact, like one who, having into truth, by telling of it, made such a sinner of his memory to credit his own lie, he did believe he was indeed the duke after the substitution, and executing the outward face with royalty, hence see his ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, ma'am, would cure deafness.
Being once perfected, how to grant suits, how to deny them, to have no screen between the part he played and him he played it for. He needs will be absolute villain. Me, poor soul, my mind there is dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalties, he thinks me now incapable. Confederates, so dry he was for sway, with the king of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject his cornet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed, alas, poor villain, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, heavens.
Mark his condition, and the event, then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now the condition. This king of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Millen with all the honors on my brother. Whereon the treacherous army levied. One midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Millen, and if dead of darkness, hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Let the pity. I not remembering how I cried out then and cried to her again. It is a hint that rings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further, and then I'll bring thee to the present business which now is upon us, without the which this story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, wench. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fairer painted their foul ends. And few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a butt, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively have quitted. There, they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
What cherubim thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I had decked the sea with drops full salt under my burden groaned, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we shore?
By providence divine, some food we had, some fresh water, that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of her charity being then appointed master of this design, did give us rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have studied much. So of her gentleness, knowing that I loved my books, furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my deed.
Would I might but ever see that friend.
Now I rise, sit still, and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princes can, that have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens, thank you for it, and now I pray you then. Still 'tis beating in my mind. Your reason for raising this sea storm.
No, thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. And by my prescience I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence now I court not, but omit. My fortunes will ever after droop. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness. Give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant. Come. Coach my Ariel. Come.
All hail, great master, brave one hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure. Be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding, task Ariel, and all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to the point the tempest that I gave thee?
To every article, I boarded the king's ship, now in the beak, now in the waist, the deck. In every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometime I divide and turn in many places. The topmast yards and bowsprit would I flame distinctly, beneath and join. Jove's lightning, the precursors of dreadful thunderclaps. My momentary insight outrunning were not the fire and cracks of sulphur Troy. The most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not so, but felt a fever of the mad, and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then, all afire with me, the king's son Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, then like reeds, no hair, was the first man that left, cried, hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
Why, that's my spirit. But was this not nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perish, unless its staining garments not a blemish, the fresher than before. And as thou badst me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the isle, and sitting, his arms in the sand knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermudas. There she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed, who with a charm joined in their suffering labor. I have left asleep. As for the rest of the fleet, which I dispersed, they all have met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing they saw the king shipwrecked, and his great person perished.
Farrell, thy charge exactly is performed. But there is more work. What is the time of day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time 'twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed in me.
How now? Moody? What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out? No more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made no mistakings, served without or grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost, and thinks it much to run upon the sharp winds of the north, to do business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, ma'am.
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, whom with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, ma'am.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak. Tell me.
Ma'am, in Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgetst. This damned witch Sycorax, or mischief manifold, and sorceries terrible to hinder human hearing. From Algiers, thou knowest, was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true?
Aye, ma'am.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailor. Thou, my slave, as thou reports thyself, was then her servant, and for thou wast the spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee, by help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died, and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island saved for the son that she did litter here. Freckled whelp, hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
No thing I say so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest what a torment I did find me in. Thy groans would make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was my art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in its knotty entrails until thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command, and do my spriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master! What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go. Make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape and hither, come in it. Go, hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart. Awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
Strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
As a villain, ma'am, I do not love to look on him.
But, as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetching our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho! Slave! Caliban! Thou earth, thou! Speak!
There's one enough within.
Come forth, I say. There is other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise, when? Fine apparition, quaint Ariel, hark in thine ear.
My liege, it shall be done.
Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam. Come forth!
As wicked you, as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both. The southwest blow on ye, and blister your arms.
For this, be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps. Side-stitches shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall for the vast of night that they may work, all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees at radon.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine! My Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. Thou camest first, thou strokest me, and made much of me. Wouldst thou give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the pure light, and how the rest that burn by day and night? And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Cursed be I that did so! All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats light on you, for I am all this subject that you have, which first was mine own king, and here you sty me in this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island.
Thou most lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness. I did use thee, filth as thou art, with humane care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, until thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh! Oh! Would have been done! Thou didst prevent me. I have peopled off this isle with Coughlin.
Abhorrent slave, which any prince of goodness wilt not take, being capable of all ill. My pity took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other, when thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy wild race, oh, thou didst learn hath that int, which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hadst deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language, and my profit on this. I know how to curse! A red plague rid you for learning me your language!
Hagseed, hence, fetch us in fuel, and be quick. Thou art best to answer other business. Shrugs thou? Malice? If thou neglectst, or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps. Fill all thy bones with arches. Make thee roar that beasts will tremble at thy din.
No! Pray thee. I must away. Her art is of such power it would control my damned god Setebos, and make a vassal of him.
So, slave, hence.
And there, and swing
returns no more. And sure, it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king, my father's wreck, this music crept by me upon the waters, laying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me, rather, but 'tis gone. No, it begins again. Does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound the earth owes. Now hear it now above me.
The fringed curtains of thine eye, advance, and say what thou seest yon.
What is the spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, man, it carries a brave form. But 'tis a spirit.
No, wench, it eats and sleeps, and hath such senses as we have. Such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck, but he's something stained with grief. That's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He had lost his fellows that strays about to find.
You might call him a thing divine. Nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see. As my soul prompts it, spirit, fine spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
Most sure goddess on whom these airs attend. Vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, and you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last announced, is, oh, wonder, if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language! Heavens! I am the best of they that speak this speech, were I but where 'tis spoken.
How? The best? What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does I weep, myself in Naples, who with mine eye never since at ebb beheld the king my father, wrecked.
Alack for mercy.
Yes, faith, and all his lords, and the Duke of Milan, and his brave son, being twain.
The Duke of Milan and her more braver daughter could control thee now, 'twere fit to do it. At first sight they have changed eyes. Delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free from this. A word, good sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so ungently? This is second man that e'er I saw, the first that e'er I sighed for. Pity moved my mother to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin, and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Soft, sir. One word more. They are both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest two light women make the prize light. One word more, I charge thee that thou attend me. Thou dost hear, usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can
Speak not you for him. He is a traitor. Come, unmanacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water thou shalt drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots and husks wherein the acorn cradled. Follow!
No! I will resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear mother, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
What I say? My foot? My tutor? Come, put thy sword up, traitor, who makes the show but dares not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, for I can here disarm thee with this stick, and make thy weapon drop.
Oh, beseech you, mother.
Hence, hang not on my
Ma'am,
garments.
have pity. I'll be his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou thinkst there are no more such shapes as he, having seen but him in Caliban. Foolish wench! To the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, this weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this dame's threats to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold its maid. All else corners of earth let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Thou hast done well. Come on, follow me. Hark, what else thou shalt do me.
Be of comfort. My mother's of a better nature, sir, than she appears by speech. This is unwanted which now came from her.
Follow me. Thou shalt be as free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all the points of my command. Come on, follow. Speak not you for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the master of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give him or so.
Look, she's winding up the watch of her wit. By and by we'll strike.
Sir,
What to tell?
when every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer,
$1.
Dolour comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
I've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Why, what a spendthrift is she of her tongue. I prithee spare.
well, I have done. But yet,
She will be talking.
Which of she or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old chicken.
The chick.
Done. Wager?
The laughter.
A match.
though this island seemed to be desert,
Ha ha ha! So, your pay.
uninhabitable, and almost inaccessible, yet the air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as if were perfumed by a fan.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
But that there's none a little.
How lush
need is tonic.
And I agree in it.
She misses not much.
No, she doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being, as they were drenched in the sea, hold, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of her pockets could speak, would it not say she lies?
Aye, or very falsely pocket up her report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa, at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and I prospered well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen, not since widow Dido's time.
Widow? Answer that. How came that widow in? Widow Dido?
She had said it with her ears too. Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Dido, said you. You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis. This Tunis man was Carthage. Carthage? I assure you, Carthage!
Her word is more than a miraculous harp.
She hath raised the wall and houses too.
What impossible matter will she make easy next?
I think she will carry this island home in her pocket and give it her son for an apple.
And sowing the kernels of it in the sea bring forth more islands. Why in good time?
Sir, we were talking. That our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle, who is now queen.
And the rarest that e'er came there.
But I beseech you, widow Dido.
Oh, Widow Dido, aye. Widow Dido.
Here's not, sir, my doublet as fresh as when I first wore it. I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cram these words into my ear against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there, for coming thence, my son is lost. And at my rate she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I'll ne'er again just see him. Oh, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside and breasted the surge most swollen that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arms and lusty stroke to the shore, that o'er his wave-worn basis bowed, as stooping to relieve him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss. That would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she, at least, is banished from your eye, with cause to what the grief on't.
I prithee, peace.
Kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself waved between loathness and obedience, at which end of the beam should bow. You've lost your son. I fear forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
Oh, is the curse the false?
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sword. You should bring the plaster.
Very well.
In most Chirurgian
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
She'd soaked with metal seed, or docks, or mallows.
and were queen on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine?
I would, by contraries, execute all things. For no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate. Letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, or use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilt, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation, all men idle, all, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet she would be queen of it.
The latter end of her commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have. But nature should bring forth of its own kind. All poison, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
Not marrying among her subjects.
Not man, all idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Save her majesty!
Long live Gonzalo!
And you mark me, sir!
Prithee no more! Thus talk nothing to me.
I do well believe your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs, that they always use to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue, and laugh at nothing still.
A blow was there given, and I had not fallen flat.
You are gentlemen of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere, if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then go back fouling.
Nay, good my lady, be not angry.
No, I warrant you I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep, for I am very heavy.
Go sleep, and hear us.
What? All so soon asleep? I wish my eyes would of themselves share my thoughts. I find them inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy opera. It seldom visits sorrow when it doth it is a comforter.
We, too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest, and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
A strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all. As by consent they dropped. As by a thunderstroke. What might? Worthy Sebastian. What might? No more. And yet methinks I see it in thy face what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou let's thy fortune sleep. Die, rather. Winks whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too, if heed me. Which to do, rebels the oar.
Well, I am standing one.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh! If you but knew how you the purpose cherish whilst thus you mock it, how in stripping it, you more invest it. Every man, indeed, most often, do so near the bottom run by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth, indeed, which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, sir, although this lord of weak remembrance, this, who shall be of as little memory when he is earthed, hath here almost persuaded, for he is the spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade, the king, his sons, alive? 'Tis as impossible that he's undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh. Out of that no hope, what great hope have you?
No hope that way.
Leads another way. So high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is queen of Tunis? She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life? She that from Naples can have no note, unless the sun will post that man the moon's too slow, till newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that from whom we all were sea swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny to perform an act, whereof what's past is prologue, what to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? Destroy my brother's daughter's queen to an associate of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space. Space!
As every Cupid seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Say, this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples, as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can prate as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. I myself could make a chuck of as deep chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
Remember you did supplant your sister Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me. Much feater than before. My sister's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir. Where lies that? If 'twere a kite, 'twould put me to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and villain, candied be they, and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon, if he were that which now he's like, that's dead. Whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever. Whilst you doing thus to the perpetual wink, for I might put this ancient morsel, this misprudence who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock any business that we say befits the hour.
In that case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou dost mill, and I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together. When I rear my hand. Do you delight to fall upon Gonzaga?
Oh! But one word.
My master Farrell sees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and sends me forth, or else her project dies, to keep them living. All you hear just snoring lie. Open night conspiracy, his time not take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber everywhere, awake, awake.
What now, awake? Well, it's ghastly looking.
What's the matter?
Whilst we were securing your repose, even now, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls, or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzaga?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried. And as mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground. Let's make for this search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is sure his island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
Oh, the infections that the sun sucks up from bugs, fangs, flat, unprosperous ball, and make her by inch meal and disease. Her spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. But dare no pitch, fright me with urchin shows, pitch me the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark, out of my way. Unless she bid him. For every trifle they set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter at me, and after bite me, and like hedgehogs which lie tumbling at my barefoot way, and mount their bricks at my footfall. Sometimes a mile wild with adders whose glowing tongues do hiss me into madness. No, here comes the spirits of earth, tormenting me for bringing wood in slowly. Awful flat, perchance you will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear up any weather at all, and another storm brewing, I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder, as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. Look over here. Men or fish? Dead or alive? A fish. It smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell, kind of not of the newest for John. Strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was. And had this fish painted. Not a holiday fool there, but would give a piece of silver. There, would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. They will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar. They will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Like a man, and his fins like arms. Warm, oh my trove. I do now let loose my opinion, hold it no longer. This is no fish. But an islander that had lately suffered by a thunderstroke. Oh, Lassiter has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will hear a crowd till the crest of the storm be past.
I shall never see the city. Here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. But here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the bosun, and I, the governor and his mates, love May, Moll, and Marion, and Marjorie. But none of us cared for caves, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of tar nor of pitch, yet a tailor might stretch her where'er she did itch. So to sea, boys, and let her go hang. This is a very scurvy tune, too. But here's my comfort. What's the matter? I am not skin drowning now to be afeard of your 4 legs. For it has been said as proper man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And so shall be said again while Stefano breathes at nostrils. This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs who hath got, as I take it, an ague. But where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on Neat's leather.
Oh, do not prevent me from the opening my little patter.
He's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth! So shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell us your friend. Open your chops again.
I should know that voice. It should be. But he's round, and these are devils, so defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come! Amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth. No. Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I'll leave him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano, thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me.
Trinculo, come forth! I will pull thee by the lesser legs! Any legs be Trinculo, these are there! Thou great Trinculo indeed! How camest thou to be the seat of this mooncalf? An event, Trinculo?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalfs, the Aberdeen. But hear the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, to Neapolitan Spain!
Really? Do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, then, if they be not sprites. That's a brave god and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest thou hither. I escaped upon a butt of sack, which sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle, which I made of the bark of a tree, with mine own hands, since I was cast ashore.
I'll swear upon that bottle, be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear then how thou escaped.
Swam ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn.
Here, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Stefano, has any more of this?
The whole blood, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. Oh! How now, mooncalf? How does I a goose?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man on the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Here, swear to that. Kiss the book. I will furnish it anon with new contents. Swear.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I afraid of him, a very weak monster. The man in the moon? Poor credulous monster, well-drawn monster in good sooth.
I'll show thee the best friends. I'll kiss thy foot. I prithee be my God.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject.
Come on then, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
But that the poor monster's in drink. An abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee. I'll get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrants that I serve. I'll bear her no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
Most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs rest. And I, with my long nails, will take thee pig nuts. I'll show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get the young scamos from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee now, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, king and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here.
Here. Get off my bottle.
Oh, oh.
painful, and their labor delighting them set off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me, as odious. But the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead, and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her mother's craft, and she's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work, and says, such baseness hath never like executor. I forget. But these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors, most busylist when I do it.
Alas, now pray you work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs that you're enjoined to pile. Pray set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My mother's hard and steady. Pray now rest yourself. She's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
Oh, noble mistress, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night.
I beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I have broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath brought into bondage my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women. Never any with so full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh, you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know, nor in my memory hold a maiden's face, save from my glass, my own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and Caliban. How features are abroad, I am skillless of. But by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself till I go. But I prattle something too wildly, and my mother's precepts I therein do forget.
I am, in my condition, a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly below my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven. Oh, earth. Bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hollowly invert what best disposed me to mischief. I, beyond all limits of what else in the world, to love, prize, honor.
I am fool to weep at what I am glad of.
fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between.
Wherefore weep you?
That's mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Oh, hence bashful cunning and prompt me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you will bear me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I'll be your servant, whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband, master.
Aye. A heart as willing as bondage, heir of freedom. Here is my hand.
And mine. With my heart's ache. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
Thousands!
So glad of this as they, I cannot be more surprised withal. But my rejoicing at nothing can be more. Well, to my book, for yet ere supper time I must perform much business appertaining.
Tell not me! When the blood is out, we will drink water, not a drop before. Therefore, bear up and Fordham, servant monster, drink to me.
Servant, monster? The folly of this island. They say there are but 5 upon this isle. We are 3 of them. If the other 2 be brave like us, stay tops.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? They were a brave monster indeed if they were set in this tale.
My man monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere I could recover the shore, 35 leagues, off and on. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant monster! Or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you list, he's no standard.
You will not run, Monsieur Mostel.
No, farther. But you'll lie like dogs and yet say nothing now.
Speak, mooncalf, once in thy life, if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How's thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I will not serve him. He's not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am in case to jostle a constable. What thou debauched fish, thou. Was there ever a man, a coward, that had drunk so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Know how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Low again! Bite him to death, I prithee.
Shrinkulo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree. For monster's my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I? Kneel and repeat it. I will stand. So shall Shrinkulo!
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorceress that by her cunning hath cheated me of this island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou justing monkey, thou! I would my valiant master would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Shrinkulo, trouble him any more in's tail, and by this hand I'll supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Mum then and no more. Proceed.
I say, by sorcery she got this isle from me, she got it! If thy greatness would revenge it on her, for I know thou darest, in this thing they're not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, my lord, I will yield her thee asleep, where thou mayest knock a nail into her head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
What a pardon is this, thou scurvy patch? I do beseech thy greatness, give him blows, and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink naught but wine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshest are.
Trinculo, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one word further, and by this hand, I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of thee. Why?
What did I? I did nothing! I'll go farther off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Liest thou? No! Take thou that! As you like this, give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie! Out of your wits and hearing too? Epoxy your bottle! This can sack and drinking do. A murrain on your monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Now, forward with your tale. Prithee, stand farther off.
Beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther. Proceed.
Why, as I told you, 'tis a custom with her in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayest brain her, having first seized her books, or with a log batter her skull, or haunch her with a stake, or cut her weasand with thy knife. Remember to possess her books, for without them she is but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate her as rootedly as I. Burn but her books. She has brave utensils, for so she calls them, which when she has a house she'll deck with all. And that most deeply to consideration, the beauty of her daughter. She herself calls her a nonpareil. I never saw a woman but only Sycorax, prosper and she, but she as far surpasseth Sycorax, as great, thus, least.
Is it so, brave lass?
Aye, Lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this woman. Her daughter and I will be king and queen, save our grace. And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I'm sorry I beat thee. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will she be asleep. Wilt thou destroy her then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
Thou makes me merry! I am full of pleasure! Ha! Let us be gone. Will you draw the catch? You taught me while
At thy request, monster, I will do reason. Any reason. Come on, Trinculo, let us sing. Flout 'em and count 'em and scout 'em and flout 'em. Thought is free!
That's not a tune!
What does this say?
This is the tune of our catch! Played by the picturesque gnome.
Thou beest a man! Show thyself in thy likeness! Thou beest a devil! Take it as thou list! In the time spent all day, I defy thee! Mercy, Father!
Hast thou fear?
No, monster, not I.
We have a fear. The air is full of noises, sounds, and sweet hair that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes swinging instruments hum about mine ear, and sometimes voices, as if I then had waked after long sleep, will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds, methought, would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. That when I wake, I cry to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom for me, where I will have my music for nothing!
And prosperous destroyed!
Well, that shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it after.
Lead, monster, and we'll follow. And when I can see this tamerer, he lays it on.
Those come, I'll follow them.
I can go no further! Sir, my old bones aches. Here's a maze trod indeed through forthrights and meanders. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
Lady, I cannot blame thee. When my supper testeth weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down. And rest. Even here, I'll put off my hope, and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned whom thus we straight find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let them go.
I am right glad that he so out of hope. Not for one the pulse forgo the purpose that you resolved to effect.
The next advantage will we take throughly.
Let it be tonight. For now they are oppressed with travail. They will not or cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? Good friends are.
Marvelous, sweet music.
Nikos, sky and Eva's heavens look good.
If in Naples I should report this now, Naples looking. If I should say I saw such islanders, for certes these are people of the island, who though they are of monstrous shape, yet note their manners are more gentle, kind, than of our human generation you should find many. Nay, almost any.
No matter, since they have left their bodies behind, for we have stomachs. Will it please you taste what is here?
I will stand to and feed, although my last. No matter, for I feel the best is past. Brother, my lord, the Duke, stand to and do his will.
That hath the instrument throw the world in voices ink. The never serpent sea had caused to belch up you. And on this island where men have not inhabit, you most men being most unfit to live. I have made them mad, and even such like valor, men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate, the elements of whom your swords are tempered. It is for whom the loud winds, or with the mocked at sad hills, the still closing waters, has diminished one down vulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords and mountain mercies for your strength, and will not be uplifting. But remember, for that's my business to you,
that you three from Melon did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited her and her innocent child.
which foul deeds, the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace. He of thy son, Alonso, they have bereft, and denounced by me, lingering traditions, worse than any death shall be at once, shall step by step attend you and your ways. Whose routes did all these come, which here, in this most desolate island, else falls upon your heads, is nothing but hot sorrow and clear life ensuing. Name of something, holy star! What sent you this strange stare?
Oh, it's monsters! Monsters! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds is singing to me. And the thunder, oh, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prosper. It did base my trespass. Therefore my son is ooze is bedded. I will sink him deeper, and air from its sounded, and with them there lie mudded.
One fiend at a time will take their legions o'er. I shall be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given toward the great time after, now gets to bite their spirit. I do beseech you that are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly, and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to. Oh, I pray you!
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have here given you a third of mine own life, for that for which I live. And once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, before heaven, I ratify this, my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast of her, for thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do leave it against an oracle.
Then, as my gift, and thine own acquisition, worthily purchased, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin not before all sanctimony ceremonies have been full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersion shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow, but barren hate, sour eye disdain, and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed. With weeds so loathly you shall hate it both. Therefore take heed. As Hymen's lamp shall let you.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life with such love as 'tis now, the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion our worst of genius can shall never melt mine honor into lust. Take away the edge of that day's celebration, and I shall think, or Phoebus' deeds are founded, or night kept changely low.
Fairly spoken. Sit then. Go bring the rabble, on whom I give thee power, here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must here bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently,
Aye, with a tweak.
before you can say come and go, and greet twice and cry, so, each one tripping on his toe, will be here with mop and hoe. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, delicate Ariel, do not approach until thou dost hear me call.
Well, I conceive.
Look thou, be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire in the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night go thou.
I warrant you, man. The white, cold, virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well. Now come, my Ariel. Bring a corollary rather than wanton spirit. Appear and curtly. No tongue. All eyes. Silence.
Oh, dear lady, fly richly of me, primary vengeance holds, and peace thy veins with iron and with embrace which spongy blood thy hast be true to make cold nymphs chaste crowns, and thy rose whose shadow the dismissive bachelor loves, being last lord, the queen of sky, whose laws are righteous and just, bids thee leave me, and with her sovereign grace, to come and scorn the people's flying name, approach rich Ceres, her to entertain. Hail, many-colored messenger, that ne'er dost disobey the wife of Jupiter. Why hath thy queen summoned me hither to this short grass green? A contract of true love to celebrate. Tell me, heavenly beau, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen, since they have lost the means that dusky dick my daughter got, her and her blind boys, scandal's company I have forsworn. Of her society we not agree, I can't deity, I can love her cause, and her son doth wrong with her. Fear not they have done some wanton charm upon this man and maid, whose vows are that no bed right shall be paid, till Hymen's torch be lighted. But in vain, Mars' hot minion is returned again. The waspish-headed son has broke his arrows, swears he will shoot no more, but play with sparrows, and be a boy rider. Highest queen of state, great Juno comes, I know her by her gait. How does my bounteous sister go with me to bless this way, that they may prosperous be, and honored in their issue? Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, love, continuance, and increasing. How many joys we steal upon you, Juno, sings her blessings on you.
I forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done! Avoid! No more!
This is strange. Your mother's in some passion that works so strongly.
Never till this day saw I her touch with anger so distempered.
You to look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. These, our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a wreck behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell, and there repose. A turn or two, I'll walk to still my beating mind.
I wish your peace.
Come with a thought. I thank thee, Ariel. Come.
My thoughts like these. What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
I, my commander, when I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
Look at them! They're red hot with drinking, so full of valor that they smelt the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet, yet always bend them towards their project. Then I beat my tabor, at which like unwrapped couples, they pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted up their noses as they smelt music. So I charmed their ears, that half-like they my lowing followed, through tilted briars, sharp noses, pricking gorse and thorns, which entered their frail shins. At last, I left them in the filthy mantle pool beyond your cell. There, dancing up to the chins, that the foul they or stunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, go bring it hither for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
Devil, a born devil, on whose nature nurture could never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I'll plague them all, even to roaring. Come, hang them on this line.
That the blind maw may not hear a footfall. We now are near her cell.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little more than plays the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take a displeasure against you, look, you
Thou were but a lost monster.
Good! My lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient, for the price I'll bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore speak softly. All's hushed as midnight yet.
Aye,
but to lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that monster, but an infinite loss.
That's more to me than my wedding. Yet this is your harmless fairy monster.
I will fetch up my bottle, though I be your ears for my labor.
Read my king. Be quiet.
See it out here? This is the mouth of the cell. Oh, noise. And do that good mischief, which may make this island thine own forever. And I thy carrigan, for I thy foot nigger.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stefano? Oh, dear. Oh, worthy Stefano, look what a wardrobe here is for me. What did thou know, for it is but trash. Oh, ho, monster. We know what belongs to a frippery, O King Stefano.
Trinculo, put off that gown. By this hand, I'll have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
Roxy, from this fool, what do you mean to dog us on such lies? Stand it alone and do the murder first. If she awake from toe to crown, she'll fill her skin with bitches. Make us strange stuff.
Be you quiet, monster! Mr. Sly, is not this my jerkin? Now's the jerkin under the line. Now, jerkin, you are like to prove a bald jerkin and lose your hair.
Do, we steal by line and level. That's so great.
I thank you for that jest. Here's a garment for it. Wit shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steal by line and level is an excellent pass of bait. Here's another garment for it.
Monster, come. Put some lime upon your fingers and away with the rest.
I will have none on it. We shall lose our time and all be turned to particles or apes with foreheads villainous rows.
Lay to your fingers, monster. Help to bear this away where my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Go to, pay this.
And this.
And this.
More pitch-spotted naked than part of Cattle Mountain. Hark, they roar! Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lies at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall my labors end, and thou shalt have the air at freedom. For a little follow, and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright in its carriage. How is the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, ma'am, you said our work should cease.
I did say so, when I first raised the tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Fine, together, in the same fashion as you gave in charge. Just as you left them, all prisoners now, in the lime grove which weather cleansed our cell. We cannot budge until your release. The king, his brother, and yours lie all three distracted. The remainder, mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay, was chiefly her that you termed good lady, the good lady Gonzalo. Tears runs down her cheeks like winter's drops from eaves of breeze. Your charm so strongly works them, that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, ma'am, were I human.
Mine shall. Hast thou which are but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions. And shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply, passion as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason against my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue and in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them then.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, stamping lakes, and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back, you demi-puppets, that by moonshine do the green, soured ringlets make, whereof the ewe-not bites, and you, whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew. By whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, twixt the green sea and the azure vault, set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oaked, and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure. And when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses, that this airy charm is for. I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Solemn air, and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy. Cure thy brains, now useless, boil within thy skull. There stand your spell stop. Holy Gonzalo, honorable friend, thine eyes even sociable to show thine full fellowly props. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clear reason. Oh, good Gonzalo, my true preserver, and a loyal soul to him thou followest, I will pay thy graces whole, both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood. You, brother mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse, and nature, whom with Sebastian, whose inward pitches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Our understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me, or would know me. Ariel, fetch me the hat and rapier in my cell. I will discase me, and myself present as I was some time then. Quickly, spirit, or thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bee sucks, there's some fly. In a cowslip spell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. On a bat's back I do fly. After summer merrily, merrily, merrily. Shall I live now under the blossom that hangs on the bough?
That's my fate here. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. So to the kingship, invisible as thou art. There thou shalt find the mariners asleep under the hatches, the master and the boatswain being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently I prithee.
I drink the air before me, and return where your pulse twice beat.
Trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wrong Duke of England, prosper. For more assurance that a living prince does now speak to thee, I'll embrace thy body. And to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Where thou beest, she or no, or some intended trifle to abuse me, as late I have been, I not know. Thy pulse beats the flesh and blood. Since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave, and this be at all a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thee pardon me my wrongs, that thou should prosper be living, and be here.
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest prosper, give and thou hast met us here, whom 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I am lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is. My dear son Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past your cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help. Of whose soft graces were the light loss, I have the sovereign aid, and rest myself in him.
You, the light loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss of I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, heavens. That they were in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were, I wish myself were mudded in the oozy bed where my son now lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. I perceive these lords at this encounter do so much admire that they devour their reason and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. Their words are natural breath. But howsoe'er you have been jostled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, that very duke which was thrust forth of Milan. Who most strangely upon this shore, where you were wrecked, was landed to be the lord on it. No more yet of this. 'Tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This cell's my court. Here have I few attendants and subjects, none abroad. Pray you look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with this good thing. At least bring forth a wonder to content ye as much as me, my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you pray me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this be a vision of the island, one day sun shall I lose twice.
Most high miracle. Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I had cursed our course.
All the blessings of a glad father compass me about. Arise, thou kingship.
Oh, wonder, how many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is! Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
It is new to thee.
What is this maid within thou wast at play? Is she the goddess who severed us, has brought us back together?
Sir, she is mortal. But by immortal providence, she is mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to this famed Duke of Milan, of whom often I have heard renowned, never before seen, whom I have received the second life, and the second mother. This lady makes her to me.
I am hers. But oh, how oddly will it sound. And I must ask my child for forgiveness.
There, sir. Stop. Let us not burden our remembrances with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Oh, look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown, for it is you who have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that her issue should be kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel her husband find in Tunis, Ferdinand her brother, a wife, where he himself was lost, Prospero her dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us, ourselves, when no one was his own.
Give me your hands. That grief and sorrow still embrace his heart. And I'll not lose joy.
Believe so. Amen.
Oh, look, sir! Look, sir! Here is more of us!
I prophesied if a gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown.
Now, blasphemy that swears grace o'erbore.
Not an oath on shore. Hast thou no mouth by land? What is the news?
The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. Next, that our ship, which took 3 glasses since we gave out split, is tight and yar and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Ma'am, all the service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how came you hither?
If I were well awake, sir, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead asleep. And how we know not, all crackled under hatches. Where, but even now, strange and several noises, roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We were waked straight away at liberty, and in all our trim, freshly beheld our royal good and gallant ship, our master capering nigh her. On a trice, so please you, we divided from them, and brought hoping hither.
Most well done.
Bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt be free.
As strange a maze as e'er men trod. And there's in this business more than nature was ever conductor. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At picked at leisure, which shall be shortly singled, I'll resolve you, which to you shall seem probable, of every these happened accidents. Till when, be cheerful, sir, and think of each thing well. Come hither, sir. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How fares my gracious sir? There are yet missing of your company a few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shifts for all the rest, and let no man take care for himself. For all's misfortune, Carrozio, bully monster, Carrozio!
These be true spies, which I wear in my head. Here's a goodly sight.
Oh, Sativos, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my master is, I am afraid she will chastise me.
What things are these, my lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Mark what the badges of these men, my lord, then say if they be true. This misshapen maid is mother of a witch, and one so strong she could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal in her command without her power. These 3 have robbed me, and this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, had plotted with them to take my life. 2 of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness. I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is not this Stefano my drunken advisor?
He's drunk now. Where have you wine?
And Trinculo was reading right. How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last, that I fear me will never out to my bones. I shall not fear fly blowing. Why, how now, Stefano?
Now, touch not me! I'm not Stefano, but a crab.
You the king of this isle, sirrah?
Should have been a sore one then.
The strangest thing is ever I saw.
He is a disproportion in his manners, and in his shape. Go, sir, to my servant. Take with you your companions, as you look to have my pardon. Go, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will. And I'll be wise hereafter, and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god, and worship this dull fool.
Go to. Away.
Hence! The slave luggage where you found it.
Stole it, rather.
Oh.
your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which wanted I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away. The story of my life and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this island. And in the morn I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved solemnized, and thence retire me to my milling, where every fair thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life. It must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. My Ariel, ship, that is thy charge, and then to the elements be free, and fair help out. Please you, draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown. What strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, pardoned deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hand. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon be, with your indulgence set me free.